So today is editing expository comprehension. Some of you have done it, some of you have not. And then we'll go on to current affairs. Can you see my screen large or is it small?
Small.
Small. Okay, I need to switch displays, to switch displays. No option to do that. Okay. Okay, forget the tablet. Now it's larger.
Yes.
Thanks, Ella, for changing your name. Okay, right. So without further ado, going to ask Haresh to read, please. Do your best. Yes, please. Do your best to do it expressively. Thank you.
Okay. What happened? Asked my grandfather. I could only sit and stare. I could only feel sorry for myself. I could not felt any,
Sorry, Haresh, you can do the corrections as you go.
Oh, I could not feel anymore when faced with the pain I had inflicted. I was a small boy then, a little boy who thought only whose world revolved around myself and my own want and my own gratification. How was school, my beloved grandfather had the twinkle in his eyes that I could never understand. It seemed that he understood what was on my mind, as if he could see his younger self.
Thanks, Haresh. I think you might have missed a few corrections there.
Yeah, it's like hard to correct while reading.
I know, reading and then doing the corrections. Okay, so we got feel. I could only feel sorry for myself. And then I could not feel. Yeah. Sorry, not this one.
When faced.
Okay, thank you. Where's when faced?
Second line.
Okay, thank you. Any more?
Who thought only about me.
I was a small boy then, a little boy who thought only about
Himself?
Myself. Yeah, myself.
Myself.
Yes, I think only about myself. Yeah. If you use I, actually, it's interesting. If you go to Jamaica and the West Indies, what are called the West Indies, Jamaica, Barbados, places like that, they use a special kind of English, and they always use I. It's kind of interesting. So if you ever listen to any reggae songs, you will often hear them use I, which is their form of English, just like we have Singlish in Singapore. So they have their own kind of English. So just to note that when you listen to a reggae song, you might actually hear I. And you say, why are they saying I? It should actually be myself. Okay, anything else we've missed? Can you look at the grandfather sentence?
Understood at 7.
Yeah. Understood, but the grandfather sentence? Well, I guess you can put the. Okay. Let's see what they say for the answers, but it's possible to say grandfather had a twinkle in his eye that I could never understand. It seemed that he understood what was on my mind as if he could see his younger self. I've still got this software clash with my tablet and I get stuck. So if you wonder what I'm doing, that's what's happening. Carry on, Harish, sorry.
In me. No one understood me better than he did. He would not lecture me like the other adults in my life did. Instead, he would tell me stories about his younger days, if he mistakes his triumphs, and how learning about making good decisions and how
Something's
was a
not right.
process and not a lesson itself.
Actually, it's interesting because when you read it aloud, you can often spot the mistakes more easily than if you read it silently. So did we catch all the mistakes there? No one understood everything he did. Not lecturing. Instead, he told me his and how. What should this be?
Learning.
Learning, yes. Learning, yeah. How learning about making good decisions was a process and not a lesson in itself. Yes, I think we've got everything. Jaden, did you have another suggestion?
No.
Okay, all right, we're good, thank you. Okay, all right. Let's go on to our comprehension piece here. And once again, for those of you who have not been in this class before, it's really nice, as Harish demonstrated just now, how to read expressively. This is a good opportunity for you. Remember, you do not want to be replaced by artificial intelligence. So if your voice sounds robotic, you possibly will be replaced with a more interesting voice. So do your best to, I mean, what is that? You've got a spotlight there. It's very interesting. So yeah, it's something that, you know, practice for you. And I'm a speech teacher, so I teach people how to speak well. And it's a good idea to practice with me. I can give you some suggestions to improve your voice. One thing I know is that when you get to job interviews, your voice is very important. So that's great. Kevin, please tell me how you did that. It's a very interesting effect.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you mean you're just playing with control? It's really good.
Yeah.
You look like an astronaut on the moon or something. Intriguing. Must be some kind of special effect you did there. Is it a video filter?
It is like there's a virtual background button, so I just press. So I just offed it, and then there was a circle that popped out.
Oh, the circle just popped out. Okay, I must play with that. That looks fun. Thank you. Okay, great. So actually that's more natural because, you know, when you move with the artificial background, your hair kind of shimmers. So with your little spotlight, it doesn't do that. Oh, okay, you're changing the shape a bit. I see. Okay, interesting. Thanks. You learn something every day. Okay, so I'm now going to pass to Jaden to read this slide, please. Hi, Jaden.
A mere 20 years ago, children used to play outside all day, riding bikes, playing sports, and building forts. Masters of imaginary games, children of the past created their own form of play that did not require costly equipment or parental supervision. In the past, Family time was often spent doing chores, and children had expectations to meet daily. The dining room table was a central place where families came together to eat and talk about their day.
Excellent reading. Thank you, Jaden. That was really nice and clear and also very expressive. Okay, Kiat-Ming, your turn, please.
Today's families are different. Technology's impact on the 21st century family is breaking up its very foundation and causing a disintegration of core values that long ago were the fabric that held families together. Juggling food, school, work, home, and community lives, parents now rely heavily on communication, information, transportation technology to make their lives faster and more efficient. Entertainment, rep, entertainment technology, television, internet, video games, iPads, cell phones have advanced so rapidly that families have hardly noticed a significant impact and changes to their family structure and lifestyles.
Great, thank you very much. Do you sing, Kiat-Ming?
No.
Look, you have a nice voice. You have a nice texture to your voice, so you can definitely capture attention with that. Maybe just a bit more on the tone. Tone is a little bit flat there, but there were some parts that were very nice and expressive. And you pronounce all the difficult words really well, really carefully. It is disintegration, disintegration, yeah. So you don't have to stop, go disintegration. It's disintegration, yeah. So there's no gap there. Just go disintegration. Okay, everybody can practice it with your microphones muted. That's fine. Just make sure you know how to say the words. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we go to Ella.
Children now rely on technology for most of their play, grossly restricting challenges to their creativity and imagination, as well as limiting their sensory and physical development. Today's young are also entering school struggling with self-control and attention skills necessary for learning, eventually becoming significant behavior management problems for teachers in the classroom.
Thank you, Ella. Really nicely read. You have very good expression. I think probably one of the reading parts, and I think the sentence is complicated here. Today's young are also entering school struggling. So we need a kind of a little gap there. Entering school, struggling to control. Yeah. So I think there's just a little space there. Sharma, over to you, please.
So what is the impact of technology on the developing child? The impact of rapidly advancing technology on the developing child has seen an increase in the physiology and behavioral disorders that the health and education authorities are not only just beginning to detect, much less understand. Child obesity and diabetes are now national epidemics in both Canada and the US because of technology overuse.
Thank you very much, Sharma. Really well read. You have a great voice, very expressive and a good tone. The word is psychological. Psychological. Kind of split it up, you know. Can you say logical? Yeah, psychological. Go on, go away. Oh man.